Imagine sailing through a bay where limestone giants rise from emerald waters, their peaks shrouded in mist. This is Halong Bay, a UNESCO World Heritage site that feels like it belongs in a painting. But what stories do these silent sentinels hold? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. We now focus on Hanoi, a city that has experienced a millennium of victories and tragedies from the Golden Bridge. What mysteries lies within this historic capital, and how has it managed to preserve its own identity over ages of transformation? Get ready to have your senses bombarded and your expectations tested as we tour its busy streets. Founded in the 10th century as the capital of the Dai Viet Kingdom, Hanoi is a city where history is lived in every day rather than only conserved in museums. A sensory symphony greets you as soon as you enter the city's streets. The scent of spices permeating the air, the incessant cacophony of honking horns, and the sight of historic buildings set against more recent construction. The complicated history of Hanoi is what gives rise to this dynamic metropolitan atmosphere. In the city's millennium-long history, there have been wars, invasions, and dynasty changes. Hanoi's character has been profoundly impacted by each of these events, resulting in a distinctive urban fabric that distinguishes it from other Asian cities. You will discover that you are traveling through time as you make your way through Hanoi's labyrinthine alleyways. The architecture of the city's well-preserved buildings, which reflects influences from many dynasties and colonial times, stands as a quiet testament to its past. These historical sites are more than just artifacts. They are vital components of the city's identity that are easily incorporated into locals' everyday routines. However, Hanoi is not a city mired in the past. You'll enjoy a nostalgic atmosphere that carefully strikes a balance between bygone eras and contemporary living. You might come onto a hip cafe situated in a structure from the colonial era, or witness elderly residents doing Tai Chi in a park beneath gleaming skyscrapers. Hanoi differs from other Asian capitals due to its distinctive urban experience, which is a result of its blend of the ancient and the new. The streets of the city themselves are storyboards. Every street and avenue in Hanoi is like a new chapter in the city's 5,000-year history, beckoning you to go deeper and reveal the mysteries and tales tucked away in its centuries-old structure. You may find yourself in front of Vietnam's first national institution, the Temple of Literature, or in the Old Quarter, where each street was once assigned to a particular trade. As you learn more about Hanoi, you'll find that its rich history encompasses not just significant historical occurrences, but also the day-to-day activities of its citizens. For example, the city's food scene reflects its cultural richness and historical background. Every meal, from the well-known PHO to lesser-known regional specialties, narrates a tale of centuries-long cultural interchange and adaptation. Maybe the most remarkable thing about Hanoi is how resilient it is. Through all of the difficulties it has faced, from foreign invasions to fast modernization, the city has been able to maintain its distinct identity. This tenacity is demonstrated by the way Hanoi has developed while clinging to its cultural foundations, resulting in an intriguing fusion of progress and tradition. Beyond Hanoi's eclecticism, there's a world where dragons rule supreme and money has a narrative to tell. What if I told you that millions of dong can hardly buy a dinner in Vietnam, where a single species represents the essence of the country? Welcome to a place where unexpected collisions occur between modern reality and old symbols. Dragons are not just fantastical animals in Vietnam, they are an integral part of the country's identity. These formidable creatures who guard the skies and rule the seas are symbols of strength, dignity, and good fortune. The prominence of the dragon in Vietnamese culture is further cemented by the old Vietnamese tale that states that the people of Vietnam are the offspring of the dragon Lac Long Quan and the fairy U Hoa. In Vietnam, dragons may be seen in everything from elaborate architectural features to lively festival celebrations. Streets come alive with dragon dances during the Lunar New Year and Dragon Boat Festival, which are thought to bring luck and wealth for the upcoming year. These performances are living customs that showcase Vietnam's rich cultural legacy rather than only being tourist attractions. However, there are more intriguing symbols in Vietnam besides dragons. Speaking about money, let's discuss the Vietnamese dong. Approximately 1 million dong is worth $41, so you may feel like a billionaire. But hold on, you won't get very far with that cool million. Don't get too thrilled. Vietnam is a cheap travel destination because of its unique economic status, which also serves as a continual reminder of the country's complex economic structure. This provides a fascinating dynamic for tourists. In relation to wealth, are you familiar with the concept of a money toad? The money toad, or Jin Chin, is a well-known representation of good fortune in Vietnam. These inquisitive animals are frequently seen perched atop coins in homes and businesses all around the nation. Owners of businesses think that owning a Jin Chin statue improves financial performance and draws money. This practice provides an insight into the intriguing fusion of contemporary entrepreneurial energy and age-old folklore that defines Vietnamese society. Let's now change our focus to ninja burqas, which are something you might not expect to see in tropical Vietnam. No, we are not discussing soldiers from antiquity. Vietnamese streets are frequently frequented by people wearing these full body coverings, particularly by ladies who ride motorbikes. However, why? A combination of pragmatic considerations and criteria of cultural beauty hold the key to the solution. Because of the nation's agricultural past and the effects of colonialism, light skin is preferred in Vietnam and is linked to greater social position. Many Vietnamese ladies choose to cover their entire bodies with these wraps to shield their skin from the harsh sun. Not only are these ninja burqas stylish, but they also provide dust and pollution protection, which makes them a sensible option for bicyclists navigating congested city streets. Vietnamese culture is distinguished by this fusion of customs, superstition, and pragmatism. Vietnam offers a distinctive cultural landscape that never ceases to astound and captivate. From dragons dancing through festival streets to money toads protecting cash registers, and from currency that makes travelers into millionaires to fashion choices that merge function with cultural standards. Vietnam's distinctive fusion of customs permeates every part of the country, even its kitchens. What if I told you that a food that is viewed as taboo in many cultures is actually considered a delicacy in some sections of Vietnam? This contentious food provides a glimpse into Vietnam's nuanced understanding of culture, food, and shifting social mores. Commence our gastronomic exploration with the well-known street cuisine of Vietnam. The nation's alleyways and sidewalks are crowded with food vendors offering a wide range of delicacies that highlight the finest regional produce. Vietnamese street food is among the best in the world because of its intricate flavor combinations and creative use of fresh herbs. There's no comparison to the tantalizing combination of spices, the smoky taste of grilled meat, and the vibrant display of fruits and vegetables. Rice is the foundation of Vietnamese cuisine and is more than just a food item, it is also a symbol of the country. The staple of traditional meals, rice is essential to maintaining the nation's economic and cultural identity. Vietnam is a significant exporter of rice, and farming is a fundamental part of both its history and way of life. Beyond the dinner table, rice has a significant impact on holidays, customs, and even the nation's environment, which is dominated by its recognizable terraced rice fields. Let's now explore some more bizarre gastronomic ground. Dog meat is considered a delicacy in some parts of Vietnam. Although most Vietnamese do not include it in their daily diet, its use is linked to cultural customs and is said to provide health benefits. Visitors are frequently taken aback by this practice, which draws attention to the glaring disparities in cultural norms and ignites discussions about animal care and cultural preservation. Snake wine is another unexpected component of Vietnamese cooking. The blood of a recently murdered snake is infused into rice wine to create this exotic drink. To prepare the beverage, a whole snake is immersed in alcohol for several months to extract its essence. It is said that drinking snake wine can improve virility and vitality. Despite its traditional significance, many travelers regret sampling it because of its pungent, earthy taste, which is sometimes compared to fishy or rotten flesh. It is important to remember that despite its intriguing appearance, snake wine endangers biodiversity and funds the illicit wildlife trade. This contentious facet of Vietnamese cooking demonstrates the intricate relationship that exists in the nation between custom, travel, and environmental preservation. Vietnam's history and cultural values are reflected in its food scene. Every meal, from the more unusual options to the omnipresent street food vendors, narrates a tale of cultural interchange, adaptation, and survival. Travelers are consistently surprised and captivated by the country's food, which showcases a distinctive fusion of traditional and contemporary elements. We are learning more about Vietnam's soul through our exploration of the country's culinary scene than just trying its meals. The layers of history that have shaped the country are reflected in the diversity of tastes found in a bowl of pho. The contentious dog meat eateries are a reflection of the continuous discussions between modernity versus tradition. Furthermore, concerns regarding how tourism affects regional customs and animals are raised by the popularity of snake wine among travelers. Greetings from Vietnam, a place where the unusual is more than meets the eye. From ancient hands holding contemporary wonders to streets steeped in a millennium of history, our trip has taken us there. We have experienced the unexpected aromas of a diversified culinary scene, seen the conflict between ancient values and modern life, and encountered dragons guarding prosperity. The real exoticism of Vietnam, however, is hidden underneath these surface-level encounters. It's in the way that modern inventions and antiquated customs meld to create a singular cultural fabric. Gaining an understanding of these subtleties will change your trip experience and enable you to interact with Vietnam's rich past and dynamic present on a deeper level. When exploring Vietnam, go beyond the usual places of interest for tourists. Talk to people, take part in long-standing traditions, and become fully immersed in daily life's rhythms. Vietnam's unique blend of heritage and modernity sets it apart as Asia's most alluring travel destination.